Hello and welcome to another edition of Questions Protestants Can't Answer. Today's question is, once you have been joined to Christ, can you then be unjoined from Christ? I'm John Martignoni, president and founder of the Bible Christian Society, and today's question comes from Romans chapter 11, verses 17 and following. This is several verses, so bear with me here. Verse 17 of Romans 11. But if some of the branches were broken off, and you, a wild olive shoot, were grafted in their place to share the richness of the olive tree, which is Christ, do not boast over the branches. If you do boast, remember, it is not you that support the root, but the root that supports you. You will say, branches were broken off so that I might be grafted in. That is true. They were broken off because of their unbelief. But you stand fast only through faith. So do not become proud, but stand in awe. For if God did not spare the natural branches, neither will he spare you. Note then the kindness and the severity of God, severity towards those who have fallen, but God's kindness to you, provided you continue in his kindness, otherwise you too will be cut off. And even the others, if they do not persist in their unbelief, will be grafted in. For God has the power to graft them in again. Romans 11, verse 17 and following, is talking about the olive tree of Christ and how the original branches, the Jews, were cut off, and the wild shoots, the wild olive shoots, the Gentiles, were grafted in. Well, if you believe in once saved, always saved, then once you're grafted into the olive tree, you cannot be removed from the olive tree. There is nothing that will get you cut off, get your branch removed from that olive tree. But that contradicts what it says right here in Scripture. Paul tells us that just as the original branches were cut off, he says, so do not become proud, but stand in awe, for if God did not spare the natural branches, neither will he spare you. So if you start boasting over the Jews, that you have salvation and they don't, or starting to take for granted the fact that you're saved and you believe, well, once you're saved, you're always saved. Paul right here says, God will not spare you. And he says very clearly that God's kindness will continue to you provided you continue in his kindness. Otherwise, you too will be cut off. If once saved, always saved is true, then this threat from Paul is meaningless. This whole passage of Scripture is meaningless if once saved, always saved is true. Because Paul is very clearly saying that the wild olive shoots, the Gentiles that have been grafted into Christ, in other words, they're saved, they're branches of the olive tree, they too can be cut off. That's not once saved, always saved. Once saved, always saved just, again, basically makes a mockery of this passage from Scripture. So again, today's question is, once you have been joined to Christ, can you then be unjoined from Christ? Think about it. Pray about it. That's it for now, but be sure to check out all of the free apologetics materials, CDs, MP3 downloads, apologetics newsletters, all free at BibleChristianSociety.com. BibleChristianSociety.com.